Got to get in your stretch.
Yeah, why not? It's because I didn't before one of the days of Ragbri. Levels.
Levels.
So did you get through all of the audio from Ragbri that we recorded? I mean, there was a
What?
ton.
Yeah, well, no, not exactly. I mean, there's 6 hours of audio from Wednesday, and actually, you have 6 hours and I have 6 hours. And then there is 14 seconds of audio from Thursday. Not sure what happened there. And then there's the audio from the video that we shot on Thursday that I'm still going through.
That's wow. That's a aren't you a technology professional? What happened on Thursday?
I'm assuming that there was a problem with the WAPs.
That happens occasionally.
Yes.
Well, okay, so you've got probably 10 or maybe 12 hours worth of stuff to go through so that you don't have to find the gems. What if we just roll it all and play all 6 hours of Wednesday right now as the episode?
Like as this week's episode?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I think that's a bad idea. I mean, I've listened to some of it, and there is not a lot of gems in there.
But if we do that, that moves the work from us having to come up with the content to the audience getting to find their own gems in this week's podcast.
So you're saying that the audience does 98% of the work this week.
Buckle up, toddlers. Levels.
Yours isn't on.
Mine's working?
No, I don't think yours is on.
Oh, now I got a blue.
There we go. And you're recording.
Levels.
Yeah, you're recording.
Okay. Welcome to Talking to Todd, weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prince, where failure is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic. Okay, we're done.
All right, cool. Got the photo op. We got the recording. I think we're done.
I think
All
we've
right,
done all
coffee?
the damage we can do.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Don't hurt yourselves.
You say that. We okay?
Yeah. Taking off my sunglasses for a bit.
You had me going there. I was like, how long? How long are we gonna do this? I mean, it's funny at first, and then you're thinking, is this really what this is gonna be?
Where failure is always an option, and hills. Failure and hills. Right, I guess riding the hills is always
Failure
an
on
option.
hills.
Also an option, and was on Thursday.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Which we don't have any audio of. Yes. Anyway.
Hey, Todd.
Hey. Just to be clear, how's it going? Okay. So, with that all out of the way, what do we have for feedback, follow-up, and updates?
I thought Amy was going to lose it in the truck when you started talking about WAPs in the basement, and WAPs in the office, and WAPs in the bedroom.
There's a little bit of laughter. Yeah.
Yep. That was highly enjoyable. Yep. She also had a couple of actuallys, but we'll deal with those in a minute.
Okay. All right. From Lisa, Lisa's gotten caught up. We've spent quality time in vehicles over the last week and a half. So we were going through in episode 175. I suggested that we try to become the #1 Apple Vision Pro podcast, which would mean that we would have to buy some Apple Vision Pros to talk about it. But of course we could write them off, but we would need to. Lisa then interjects, nope, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Which was then followed up on the recording with, I bet you this is going to get shot down when both of us are listening to this, probably in our trucks, which she thought was amazing because we were in my truck listening to. It's as while the time travel jokes don't work, we can predict the future in specific ways.
So what you're saying is that window has now closed.
Well, the vision's a little cloudy right now, but
Okay.
that was bad. Yes, we'll see. No, we won't see. No,
We won't be seeing any of that. No. Toddler 3187.
Yes.
The fact that my e-bike ran out of battery is karma for those in the 98% of health for their age. That was the first of 9 bits of feedback that Sherry provided. Thank you for helping prepare for the Ironman. Our prep, particularly mine, and training strategy has reinforced what she shouldn't do.
You know what? We're here to be an example, one way or the other.
Yep. Stick together because they can't kill all of us is a common theme among bikers.
By the way, I watched we have video of that, and I have video of us going across the bridge and then doing all of that. And I went back and I sort of like CSI. I'm like, where were we supposed to turn? And I have yet to figure out. I have yet to figure out where we got lost. Knowing that we got lost and reviewing the video, I'm still not clear as to how we got in the predicament we did. Well, it's because we followed a bunch of people. But
yes.
Anyway, still working on solving that mystery, Scoob.
Zoinks. Strong work on the pie. 10 out of 10. We nailed that part of it, even if we didn't nail the biking part. Sherry channeled her inner Todd.
Uh-oh.
Had a 0 mile per hour crash on Saturday. Oh, we're sorry. We hope you're okay. We hope you didn't bend the frame of the bike or the wheel because that's problematic.
Yes.
And she thinks that they could have caught us. We spotted them 12 miles.
Yes.
They averaged 15 miles an hour.
Okay.
But pie got in the way.
I was going to say they got stuck in pie as well.
Yes, they did. Well, and Beth got stuck in a bar, stopped at a bar in Polk City and never rode again. Like, wait, we could do that? Didn't know that was an option.
The other thing that Dwayne would like to know is, first of all, wait, that was an option. And number 2, do they have a plug for an electric bike?
While I'm drinking, do they have frankly, I don't just need the plug. I need the entire charging cable.
Well, yeah. Again, that would have ruined the joke though. But like if you would have said, hey, I need to be here for at least an hour to charge my bike. Oh, they have beer. I mean, if you have to.
If you have to, you have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This jumps into follow-up, but it directly ties, so we'll jump around here a little bit.
Okay.
We are in this household the proud owner now of 2 e-bikes, one of which is a Hurley. I liked mine so much, I ordered Amy a Hurley because she got a discount from her office when it showed up with its own charger.
That's different.
That's a different charger for the Hurley. But a friend of mine that also owns the same bike that I own.
Yes.
Texted me a picture of her charger.
Okay.
Everything is absolutely identical as to the one that we got from the Hurley. So I plugged the Hurley charger into my bike, charged it up, just like that. So Amy and I went for a ride last night on our e-bikes. Boom, boom, off we go with full charges all the way around. So whole success.
And didn't her bike get delivered on Thursday while we were there?
It did.
Had that been delivered one day earlier, you may have had an e-bike to ride on Thursday.
On Thursday, which would have made those hills a whole lot easier.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go. Congratulations. So you've got 2 bikes, 1 charger, and another charger being delivered at some point.
At some point, Lucas was able to pick it up at. They found the original charger over at Peoria, at the Costco over there. Lucas was able to pick it up. I'll have it in 8 days.
Excellent.
So, yep.
And that also is a backup charger for, have a backup charger for Amy's.
That's right. Yeah, 2 chargers is always a good thing. There's a Los Angeles Chargers joke to be made there somewhere, but I'm too tired today and I just can't get there. Make up your own joke, toddlers. You're doing 98% of the work anyway.
A few years ago, I would have said the Chargers themselves are the joke. It doesn't need any other punchline. However, my team is hoping they can just get to that level this year, so I can't make that joke.
That's fair. Other feedback that we had as we back up in the rundown.
Ran into Don. He was out walking Wrigley.
Sorry, Don.
Yeah. Whoops.
Did you hit him on your e-bike? Oh no.
So Don had a request. He's gotten caught up, and we gave him a toddler number because he asked for one, and I gave him 1914. And he has a request, however. Instead, yes, it's nice that it was tied to the Cubs, but what he would prefer, because it's a much better memory, is he would like 2016, which of course is the year that they won the World Series after waiting for more than 100 years. And given what they've done since then, might be a while. So let's hold on to that 2016. Oh, 2016. Remember that? That was a good year when they won. Yeah. Yeah. It's been 80 years again, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. You had that one good spike over the course of 2 centuries. Anyway, so there you go, Don. So by the way, if anybody's looking for toddler number 1914, it is now available. And so that one's I don't know if anybody has to swap like a case of like craft brewer like craft beer or so,
like as if you were a rookie and you had to buy somebody else's number.
Yeah. Although I think Don gave it up that number already, so I don't think he gets. Boy, he's gonna be upset when he hears about that. Okay,
no kidding. Anyway. There was an opportunity there, and he just missed it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Poach those numbers when you have the opportunity.
Let's see. Oh, we said we have some actuallys.
We do.
Actually,
you had left our house.
Okay.
And your lovely wife went on Facebook and posted that you were leaving ToddCon 2 and you had a great time, and posted on Facebook where you were traveling from and where you were traveling to on your journey, thus disclosing what has heretofore been the undisclosed location.
Okay, but let me throw this out. Let me just say this.
Okay.
Do you think that she was posting where we were traveling to, that was the actual place we were traveling to, or did she use that as a ruse to make people think that it's someplace else? I'm just going to let there sit there. Don't answer that question, actually.
Answer it yourself, toddlers. We know it's within a 2-hour radius of Las Vegas, but that's a really big area.
It's a really big area with like 3 towns.
Oh,
so there's a lot of open desert. So yeah.
So maybe it's a little less disclosed than we thought it was anyway.
So when by the way, we talked about Apple Vision Pro earlier. When they released it, nobody knew what the name was going to be. Actually, people thought they knew what the name was. They'd come up with it, and then that name came out. And in an interview 2 days later, or 3 days later, John Gruber had some Apple executives, including Greg Joswiak, who goes by Jaws, and said, "Wow, you guys kept that secret." And Greg Jaws says, "Yeah, you know how you keep a secret? You don't tell anybody." And the product manager said, I don't believe this is true, but the product manager of all of that said, I didn't know until this morning what they decided to call it. Now, I don't think that's true, but it might be. So, anyway. All right. Do we have okay, so there's that. And did we have no, you got that one. No, is there another one?
Yes. The other
Actually.
when we got to the end of the episode, we said, thanks to our sponsor, the Taylor Center for Technology Policy,
Yes.
even though we didn't do their segment this week. And
But we
Amy
did.
says we did because we talked about all the WAPs.
There you go.
So we actually did do their segment. So I withdraw my apology.
There you
and
go.
we save it for this week. I don't know what we've got going on. I don't read our rundown. How about follow up?
I think was it last week that I discussed how the president of FIFA promised all of the women a minimum $30,000 payment, and then withdrew that. Yeah.
Yes.
So, by the way, just to kind of give you an idea, he also, the first week of the tournament, he showed up to the opening and then made that statement about they weren't getting paid, and then he left the country for a week. And it wasn't totally clear where he was, but apparently he went to Tahiti for a week on his private jet.
Did he take Ted Cruz with him? Sorry.
Ted can't afford on his salary. He can't afford Tahiti. He did go to Tonga as well, and when asked, then he returned. So he missed a full week of matches that he didn't show up to. He just wasn't even in the country. And when asked about it, he said, "Oh, he was doing outreach to football federations on these Pacific islands that don't get a lot of attention. They get so little attention that he kept his trip secret until he returned." Anyway, people pointed out for the Men's World Cup, he appeared. He went to a match every single day of the tournament. The fact that he went to Tahiti to do some sort of outreach. Anyway.
Hold on a second while I reach out for my beer. That's the outreach going on in Tahiti.
Fun fact, by the way.
Out beach? You sure it wasn't out beach in Tahiti?
That could be. Yeah, that might be.
Sorry, fun fact.
He was I believe he was unanimously reelected to a new term in the last 3 months. So this is the guy that everybody goes, I like the cut of his jib. I like the way he handles his business. Anyway, I didn't want to put that in idiots because then I don't back-to-back weeks. He doesn't need the adulation. So
no.
Anyway, I think that's it for follow-up.
How about, I guess,
kind of follow-up though.
It's kind of follow-up. Hot damn updates. Do you have any? I guess it's not follow-up. It's more like fallout.
Yeah.
Have any fallout from Hot Damn 2?
The only thing was when we talked about when we were all together, we talked about you going through the Minneapolis airport and taking advantage of any of the Delta Sky Clubs, and you told us you don't do that because if you're in the Minneapolis airport long enough to go to a lounge, you would instead go to the PGA driving golf simulation up above.
Yes.
When we landed in Minneapolis, we walked all the way through, and as we got, Lisa says, "There's the Caribou Coffee. That means right up there. Hey, look at that!" So we specifically were looking for the golf simulator, and it was apparently you weren't lying. There is a there's multiple golf simulators in the airport.
Yep.
I did cross my mind based off of my performance on Friday. Like, is that calibrated well enough to handle my drives, or would I break the math? It's like I can't calculate that angle. That's a tangent on a tangent where that thing landed. Are you insane?
Excuse me. In this simulator, is there a cemetery over the road on the left-hand side that I can hit into? Because that's where my game is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. $40 an hour. We can do anything you want to.
Can you make it look like so I can drive straight? We ain't got that kind of technology here. we we don't have that big a computer horsepower.
I'm not a miracle worker.
How about you? Any follow out or follow up or from Hot Damn Todd Kuntu?
My legs have recovered.
Excellent.
I feel normal again.
There you go.
Normal enough to go on a bike ride the other night.
Look at that. See, you did it and you don't even hate it. Like you went back out again.
Right? Yeah. It wasn't a long bike ride, but it was a bike ride. So we had a good time. We just had a really good time with the entirety of ToddCon 2. It was really, really super. So, and the meetup was great. Again, that was just a blast to get together with everybody. So we're already looking forward to ToddCon 3. Greg and Sherry want to know how they can get invited to ToddCon 3. So they may even be willing to host in Chicago.
Wow. Excellent. Oh, maybe we could think about overlapping that with the NASCAR race, and then then there's a lot less pedaling for us to do.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, no, Anyway, okay.
As long as there's less training, I'm on board. Not that I could do less training.
So you're saying planning has started for ToddCon 3 already?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Hot damn.
If you want to put in a bid to host ToddCon 3, please let us know at feedback@talkingtotodd.com.
Anyway, good work out of you.
Yes.
Hey, you know what it's time for?
No, I don't. I have no idea. I couldn't possibly guess.
It's not fair to deny me all the cross I bear. I check it to me. You ought to know.
That's right. It's time for America's second favorite game. Todd ought to know. We just finished up with Ragbri, one of the great Iowa traditions.
Yes. As is betting on games that you play in is another one of the great Iowa traditions. Allegedly.
Allegedly at both Iowa and Iowa State. Oh my God. And I'm looking ahead at Idiots of the Week, and neither of us put that in there.
No.
But both of us could.
We probably should.
Yes.
Yeah. I did, by the way, I just saw they mentioned that in the Athletics email this morning about that. And they said at least one of the players for Iowa actually bet on games he played in, allegedly. And they said, at least I hope he did the smart thing with Iowa and take the under.
And he
did.
Yeah. And he did.
Yeah. That's not inside information. That's just watching TV. Okay, but that's not what we're here to talk about. That
isn't. The other great Iowa tradition is the Iowa State Fair.
Oh, yes. Which we rode through on Thursday. We rode right through the fairgrounds.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did. So these are quiz questions about the great attraction, which is the Iowa butter cow.
Okay.
At the state fair. So I have 10 of these questions. Toddlers, you can play along at home.
Okay.
All of these are things that Todd ought to know.
Really? Do you really think that I should know stuff about butter cows? Is that really something I should know?
You better know it.
Oh man. That's okay. That's just uncalled for. I don't. Is that the whole reason you did this segment, was just to get online?
Yep. It's an utter disaster. Okay, question number 1. How long can the butter from the butter cow be reused?
This is not multiple choice. This is just take a guess.
It can be multiple choice. Do you want the choices, or do you want to just take a guess?
13 years.
The answer is up to 10 years. I'm going to give you a bell there.
It's closer than I expected.
True or false? The butter cow is made of solid butter.
False. That
is
one I know.
That is false.
It's mostly styrofoam. No, that's not true either.
Okay, question number 3.
Yep.
How many toast slices could be buttered with the butter used to sculpt the butter cow?
Okay, that's an unfair question because if you take a look at like what Lisa puts for butter on her toast, it's super light. And I use toast as like a butter delivery mechanism. So right there, the standard deviation of that is quite high. You okay?
Just making a note.
4. All right. I'm not Googling, I'm using a calculator here. So let's see. If 1 pound of butter traveling east at 45 miles an hour, right? And then the cow is traveling west on a train in first class. Yeah. If you put 160.
Why did the man throw butter out the window? Because he wanted to make a butterfly?
Oh my, I got it. You're just telling me I need to answer this quickly because you're just going to keep coming up with these. I'll say 10.
That is a Dwayne and Floppy joke. So sorry, you'll say.
Oh, wait. All right. Much respect. All right.
Thank you.
Which we rode right past where Floppy is now, right? Isn't he in the State Historical Building?
Yes, he is. Yep. We rode by that too.
Okay. I'll say 10,000 slices.
No bell there. The answer is 19,200 slices. But maybe closer to your number if it's for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
So,
okay.
Once upon a time, a sculpture was made of Governor Branstead, but it was made out of something other than butter. What was it?
Bullshit. Oh, sorry.
So right part of the wrong part of the cow. So your answers: A, solid gold, and the solid gold dancers. B, Colby cheese. C, mustache hair. Or D, wood.
Well, wood would look too lifelike for Terry. Mustache hair I could believe, but that would basically be a cousin it. So I'll go with Colby cheese.
It is Colby cheese.
I'm really glad it wasn't Colby cheese and mustache hair because that'd be nasty.
Oh, no. Do you know the name of the first Iowa State Fair butter sculptor?
I don't know the name. No.
All I could come up with was Norma Duffy.
Okay.
But that was the lady that did it for years and years and years. The original butter sculptor was named John Daniels. So no bell there.
Nope.
Butter sculpting was suspended at the Iowa State Fair and nationally when? During World War I, during World War II, during the extreme heat of 1973, or during the COVID pandemic?
I was gonna, you know what? I'm just first guess, best guess. World War II.
Correct. There you go. Another true or false question.
Okay.
Older butter is better for sculpting. True or false?
I'm gonna say true.
It is true. Yep. Older butter is the better butter. Say that.
Yeah. The problem is when you use the older butter. I mean, it's better for sculpting, but it needs a lot longer to recover between the fairs. Just
once refrigerated, how long does the butter sculpture take to set up? 20 seconds, 20 minutes, 20 hours, or 20 days?
Well, we're gonna not. I was gonna go with days, but 20 days seems like a lot. But you know what? I'm just 20 days.
Just 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
According to this quiz from Shane at Green Umbrella Media,
Oh,
your friend and his. Question number 9. We almost done with this. How long can a properly refrigerated butter sculpture hold? Up to 6 weeks, up to 8 weeks, up to 10 weeks, up to 12 weeks.
I'm gonna go with 8 weeks.
The answer is up to 6 weeks, and I'm not going to give you a bell on that one since I gave you the
Yeah, you
multiple
literally
choice
gave me
option.
the answer. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
did. And last but not least,
Yeah.
which of the following have been sculpted in butter at the Iowa State Fair? Superman, Olympic gymnast Shawn Johnson, the entire Last Supper, Tiger Woods, or all of the above?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say all of the above.
End on a high note. Did they have butter at the Last Supper? Yes, they did. At least they did at this one. Anyway, I thought all 10 of those things were things that Todd might know, and now does. So there you go. You ready to move on?
Oh yeah. No, I was ready to move on. Yeah. We
You've heard enough.
yeah. You know what? I started coming up with them, and I'm like, if I start doing this, this is going to continue. So I'm not gonna engage in this one.
You just need to move on. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you watching? No, wait. Back up. Do you have any good travel stories? You had to get home. Anything good?
Well, we also have idiots. So
Oh, wow. Boy, am I really trying to get through this. I look at the number on the clock, and there I am.
yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Let's back up even further. The Scott Frost Memorial Idiot of the Week. You're not going to let me moderate this anymore, are you?
I'm not certainly not going to do it. Okay. Ask yourself this: does Todd want to do this, or does Todd just want to point out every time Dwayne makes a mistake? Which one do you think Todd wants to do? Okay. So for this week, I'm bringing Formula One as the idiot of the week. Now,
Okay.
we got to be careful about using Formula One as idiot of the week because we could bring them almost every week
Yes.
for all sorts of reasons. So it's got to be really, really good when I mean, they have to do something way beyond normal idiocy. So Formula One is coming to Las Vegas in November. And it is going to be a street race, not a road race. We've learned that. It is a street race. And it's going to literally go down the strip and public streets in Las Vegas. Okay. You would think that if you're a business whose livelihood is going to be impacted by this because you face the circuit, and that means there's going to be fences and barriers and traffic can't get to you, you would think that this would at least be good for your business. However, F1 wants a cut of this. Reportedly, F1 has told businesses all along the street circuit, again, public streets, they have told businesses that they need to pay a licensing fee to Formula One. And if they don't, advertising boards or light stands will be erected in front of their place of business so people inside their business cannot see the track. Which if you do that in certain cities, it's a nice business you got there. It'd be a shame if anything happened to it.
Welcome to Las Vegas. No kidding.
Uh-huh. The licensing fee is very reasonable. They simply want $1,500 multiplied by the venue's total capacity under the fire code. They want $1,500 a head, or we will erect screens so your people inside your business can't see the public street outside. Here's our Venmo.
Dang.
Uh-huh.
Because we looked at one point at trying to get a suite at like the Cosmopolitan.
Oh my God. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
so that you could host an event, overlook the track.
Yes.
Outrageously expensive.
Yes. Yes. There are individual hotel rooms on that weekend that overlook the track are going for like just the smallest hotel room is going for $10,000 a night.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, Formula One, they need their money. So they are changing the streets into a place that they can now collect people. Did you look at our street? Did you look at our street? You owe us money. Anyway. Oh, good for them. You know what? They're just a struggling little they're just, they're just trying to make do. How about you? How about your idiot of the week?
Well, sometimes we do Dwayne guess a number.
Yes.
This week, it was actually Steve guess a number. This story comes from Yahoo Finance and Wired Magazine. A reporter for Wired Magazine was interviewing the CEO of Uber.
Okay.
And the reporter took an Uber to the meeting to interview the CEO of Uber.
Okay.
When they showed up, part of the questions that were intended to be asked was, why is the cost of an Uber, or a Lyft or other rideshare applications, why has it gone up so much? And why is it so expensive? Because it didn't used to be quite so bad. The editor took a 2.95-mile Uber ride
Okay.
from downtown New York City to the West Side to meet Uber's CEO, and then ask Uber's CEO, how much do you think that Uber ride cost me? And the Uber CEO said, I don't know, $25, $30? It was actually $51.69.
So he's about as good at guessing Uber prices as you are on my numbers.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But Steve Levy is the Wired editor at large, who was trying to figure out exactly why things have gotten so expensive. And I mean, the answer to this is there are less drivers than before, and there's surge pricing, and there's all kinds of ways to, jack up the prices, including the tip for the driver. But the Uber CEO, in a George H.W. Bush moment, did not know what the average price for a relatively routine Uber ride was going to be. Good job, Dana.
I don't use this service. The United the United CEO and I grabbed those private jets, even to fly across New York.
According to CNBC, Uber fares are up 40% year over year since April of 2021. Anywho.
It's almost as if that whole thing when people said that Uber's goal was to use all the venture funding that they had, and they didn't make any money for 5 or 6 years because they were artificially lowering the price of rides for 5 to 6 years to drive taxi companies out of business. And then once they didn't have any competition, that fares would rise dramatically. It's almost as if that can't be what's happening.
No, that never happened.
No, that would have,
Ooh.
no, that's a
Oh.
terrible plan.
No. Huh.
Yeah.
Speaking of things we do on travel,
Yeah.
how was your trip home? Did you get home okay?
Trip home was pretty uneventful. We were delayed getting out of Des Moines. Once we boarded, got up to Minneapolis. I will say on the Des Moines flight, I did take a quick note. It was on a Endeavor Air CRJ 900.
Good little plane.
Yep. I wrote this down and I'm paraphrasing, but it's pretty close. At one of the because it's such a short flight, the announcements take up a ridiculous length of percentage of the flight. Like they're still doing their spiel about credit cards while you're descending, but whatever. But this one caught my attention. Basically, again, paraphrasing, Delta is committed to providing free Wi-Fi across Delta's fleet. This plane isn't equipped for that, but you can buy internet for messaging and browsing. So when you say you're committed to free internet, I mean, it's an idea. It's an aspiration. I mean, not on this one. No, not on this one. I mean,
No,
you'd have
no,
to pay on
no.
this one. Feel
the
free to
little
pay.
stupid regional ones. No.
Yeah, no. Put the quarters in the back of the seat, and you'll get 10 minutes of internet. That's fine. But we're committed. Sort of.
Did they give you free messaging?
I have no idea. We have T-Mobile, so T-Mobile we either get free internet through Delta, or on the old planes we get free internet because we pay T-Mobile too much money.
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Value. Yeah.
Generally, I can text. No, I can't text. I can iMessage and I can Facebook message for free.
Yeah.
Even on the charge you for the internet flights.
Which, by the way, there is an app that I use to do flight tracking called Flighty, and there's a free version. The paid version is like for single users like $50 a year, but it gives you all sorts of really cool stuff, and it tells you flight plans and it's how long things are going to take to taxi. And I use it. It's part of the arsenal of gear I have as ground support for Lisa when she is flying. I have a series of applications that gives me really good information. Anyway, one of the things Flighty figured out is when you're in the air, you can get updates on your current flight and any flight that you have put in there. Like if you're like, I wonder if my connection is going to be on time. Without paying for any internet, Flighty can give you updates, because what they figured out is they can push updates through the iMessage system, but it's not iMessage. It goes into the app. So if you can use free messaging, Flighty can update your status of your flights while you're in the air without having to pay for internet. Like,
wow.
Like you were like, that's really cool. I'm not sure you should be advertising that, because that feels like something that once somebody figures that out, they're going to shut that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Anyway.
Is this better than FlightAware? That's what I use.
FlightAware. You know what? So I use Flight Radar 24 to give me all the actual updates, which is very similar to FlightAware. Those two I consider the same. Flighty pulls in other information, including taxi time, ground time. It also goes back 60 days and tells you the percentage of on-time arrival, 15 minutes late. It gives you live activities on your phone. So, again, it does something different than probably what FlightAware does, or it's a different configuration. Anyway.
To each his own. Your mileage may vary.
There you go. But that was about it. That was, other than that, travel was pretty, other than what I've learned this week. Other than that, travel travel home was pretty good. So
yeah, good, cool. I think, was it last week? Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. We went and saw Mission Impossible, and you went and saw Mission Impossible.
Yes.
The thing that we're watching this week?
Yes.
All of the Mission Impossible movies. The one where he's on the side of the plane, the one where he's hanging off of the really tall tower with the gloves that the one flies away. We watched all the Mission Impossibles this week.
When I think of somebody says, I watched all the Mission Impossibles, if you had to do like word association, the one word that pops into my mind is uneven. There's some unevenness in the quality of said movies.
We skipped 2. We didn't even watch 2.
There you go.
We watched 1 and went straight to 3. And then 4, which I think is my favorite. I think 4 is my favorite. Pretty sure 4 is my favorite.
So hey, if you watched all of them, did you watch the one where they have to go get the thing to do the other thing to defeat the bad guy? Did you watch that one?
I watched that one, and then, but I always get that one confused with the other one.
Oh, where they have to get the other thing.
Where the other thing to get the thing to unlock the other thing to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
Before the clock ticks down.
Yeah. God, I love National Treasure. Okay. Oh,
wait,
sorry.
No.
Different. Nope.
No. Damn. How about you? Do you watch anything good?
So we after getting back, we actually took another brief trip this week. Lisa and I had some doctor's appointments in Salt Lake City, so we drove up there, and last night while we were there, in between appointments, Jinx Monsoon was at the main theater in Salt Lake City where they do all the Broadway shows and everything. So we got to see Jinx's show. I will tell you that I know for a fact that her tour is 40. She has 44 stops on her tour. I know that because she repeated that number at least 44 times. So now I will never forget that Jinx had a 44 stop tour.
Is that the internationally tolerated Jinx Monsoon?
So it was highly entertaining. It was a lot of fun. Jinx is amazingly talented. She sang some stuff, and there was a couple of things where you're like, oh yeah, when they asked her to perform in Chicago on Broadway,
yes.
Yeah, that wasn't stunt casting. I mean, she can sing, and it's a very neither one of us knew what to expect, and it did not meet any of our expectations. It was like we watched other going, well, that was great show, loved it. I can't even tell you what we saw. There was some singing, some dancing, there was some comedy routines. Anyway, and at the same time, she also had to touch on some important, difficult topics that are going on in that community. So there was some of that. And Lisa's comment was, it takes a real pro to talk about some of that really, really heavy stuff in the middle of, oh, and by the way, here comes some more jokes. I will also say
it's a variety show.
Kind of, yes. Just Jinx. I mean, there's no other. It's not like now. Here's
not
the
a chorus, or there's not anybody
there's
else.
A band. I mean, there's a band, and she has somebody to play off of, kind of.
Oh, look,
but
there's a band. Okay.
Yeah. And she did, after she did a couple of opening numbers, she did come out and made it clear that if you continued to sit in the audience, because there's some concerns about shows being done by drag queens, so she did lay out, by the way, this is an adult show being performed by a drag queen, which means she's kind of a dude. So if you stay sitting in your seats, you consent to a whole lot of stuff. And if you don't consent, you feel free to get up and you can walk out. By the way, no refunds. So thanks. Grab some merch on the way out if you want to burn it. But
we'll take your money either way. Yeah, happy to do that.
If you stay in your seat, you've consented to all of this stuff. And I was just like, oh, this is just brilliant. This is brilliant. So a fun time was had by all. And that was a party atmosphere in that crowd was that is not a James Taylor crowd exactly. There's a different vibe. So anyway, highly recommend if Jinx is coming to your town to well, if you're thinking about it and you're not sure, text me and we'll see if that's a good idea for you.
If it's a good fit.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, sounds like it was a good time. Did you learn anything, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. You can go.
This week, Amy and I went to Costco because she needed to put gas in the Nissan. And I'm assuming you've gotten gas at Costco, right? And
oh yeah.
multiple, and the line goes back, and you wait forever to get in, but you make sure that you pull in on the side where your gas tank is.
I mean, you try,
Sometimes
but
you
sometimes
try,
you
but
try, but look, you do what you got to. They have
right,
very long hoses at Costco. I'm gonna
they
say that.
do, and you can get all the way around, even large vehicles, if you park it right and
Yes,
get the hose all the way around. So it really doesn't matter which side you get on, as long as you park right.
yes.
Right. So we pull in and we're waiting in our line, and our line is taking a really long time. And we can't figure out why the pickup truck parked in front of the second pump at the head of our line is not moving. Not moving, not moving, not moving. It's a little frustrating, but we got nowhere else to go. So, whatever. We're sitting there, we're talking. We were patient. The person who was not patient was the guy driving the Prius 2 cars ahead of us,
Yeah.
because the two pumps to our left, one of them opened up, and the Prius in our lane dodged out of our lane, ducked across, and pulled into the pump opposite, ahead of all of the cars that were lined up for that pump.
Yeah, buddy. See, what he did was he took a look, and all of a sudden there was some room on the outside lane. So he took the outside lane. Now that's gonna cause him some grief with the people that were in the outside lane.
One lady got out of her SUV,
Mm.
walked 2 cars forward, and chewed his ass out. I thought there was going to be a shooting right there in the Costco parking lot. What I learned this week: do not mess with the Costco lines. I mean, I kind of knew this already, but it was absolutely reinforced. Just stay in your lane, deal with it.
Donnie, we live in a civilization. There are rules. This isn't Nam.
Right? Eventually, we pulled forward, and Amy saw the guy in the pickup truck that wasn't moving anywhere.
Yeah.
His wife pulled up in a separate car, handed him some keys so that he could unlock his truck and get into it and drive away. Apparently, he had locked his keys in his truck at the gas pump, which was causing the backup and the kerfuffle that ensued with the Prius. Poor guy.
Where's my key? Where's
Oh.
This day's gotten worse.
Yup. How about you? Did you learn anything?
Yeah, so I bought to take the bike to get the bike to Iowa and back. I bought bought a box designed so that you can ship or fly with a bike. I didn't buy a hard-sided case because those things are really expensive. So got a box specifically designed and made it to Des Moines. When I unpacked it, there was a note that the TSA had searched it. I don't know, maybe it doesn't fit in the scanners. I don't know. Anyway, and then before we left, you helped me. A couple of the handles, the cardboard handles had ripped. So
Yeah.
we deployed some duct tape and used a little bit of strip of I used a little bit of cardboard and reinforced it, and then we duct taped it and we made all the handles nice and reinforced.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Dropped it off at the at Des Moines and picked up the bike. And actually, when I dropped off the box in Des Moines, the guy said, "Hey, do you want to reinforce? Like, are you good? Because the only thing holding the top on are those 4 plastic clips." And he asked, "Is
Right.
that secure?"
Mhm.
And I said, "Yeah, it came that's the way it already flew." And I was thinking, you don't really want to tape it up because the TSA is just going to open this thing up anyway. Turns out, by the way, when I landed in Las Vegas, TSA had also opened it up and searched through it again. So, okay, whatever, fine. The handles that we put in worked awesome. Like that reinforcement, nothing tore that we worked on. However,
that doesn't bode well. That sounds like foreshadowing.
yeah, it's at least 3 shadowing. And so here is so the handles are perfectly fine. I am sending to you, however, there was a small little, it's barely noticeable. Anyway,
Oops.
yeah, the entire end of the lid is just gone. It's
Gone.
not ripped.
Just
It's just
ripped off.
just somewhere on a plane or something. There is a fairly decent sized piece of cardboard that is, and I'm like, I'm gonna need more duct tape to fix that.
How the hell did that happen? I mean, there's some pretty good gouges on the top of the rest of it too, from the looks of it.
Yeah. My assumption is when the four guys were standing there looking at that bike, at that box, and trying to figure out how to put it into a CRJ 900 cargo hold, they kind of did maybe a little this, little Larry, get the hammer.
Boom! It
Will
fit.
it come out? Will it come out? I don't know. That's a problem. The guys in Minneapolis. Our job is to load the plane. We're not unloading this.
What's this extra piece for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyway, the good news is this was a very expensive cardboard box because according to them, it was reusable. Yes, sort of, but every time I use it, there's less and less of the box to reuse.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' in the number 2, no G, no space. You can check out our award-winning merch on Zazzle, some of which we gave away at the meetup. We'd love to get some to you. Just stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office and pick some up. No, wait, please don't do that. We haven't plugged our Naperville drains recently. Maybe ToddCon 3 can include a tour of the Naperville drains.
Ooh. Although if Greg did it right, he'd be like, "Hey, everybody, here's the drains. Oh, while we're here, here's some gloves and a shovel.
You get a drain. You get a drain. You get a drain. Clean your
Make
own
'em
drain.
shine."
Yep, make them shine. As always, thanks to our listeners and our sponsors, Toddler 3187, the Taylor Center for Technology Policy and DJ to Go Cedar Valley. And we want to remind you to send your feedback. If you have feedback, you can send it to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
So, hey, you were given all the reasons why Uber rides have become more expensive, fewer drivers, the thing, whatever. Yeah. By the way, I just happened to pull up their 5-year stock chart. In the middle of 2022, they were 1 penny away from their 5-year low of their stock price. Since then, the stock price has more than doubled. So if you want to know why rides are becoming more expensive, there's less drivers and there's surge. It's just the market. Yeah, you know what market it is? It's the stock market. The people who invest in Uber want their returns, so keep jacking the money up. The answer to all of your questions is money. Sometimes Nazis. Usually money. Sometimes Nazis. But try money first. And in this case, yeah, I found it. Yeah. I don't know why it's gone up. Our investors are incredibly happy, though. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Yeah. You want to take a 3-mile ride? Yeah. Listen, if I can just take that $50 and I'm going to hand it right to our investors. There you go. There we go. This just right and poof, gone. Yep. Your money's gone.
Insurance for our drivers? No. They're independent contractors. We're good. It's a great business model.
It's awesome.
Well, I'm sure we'll have feedback on that next week. If you've got feedback on that or anything else, send it to us. We'd love to hear it. Meanwhile, we're here. We're talking to Todd.
I feel like we're in that segment. We're getting very close to being like the flip side of Jim Cramer. But see, we were explaining what actually happened versus the buy. Yeah. On the other hand, I mean, the stock prices we're not giving out any advice.
No, we don't do that. That would be bad. But then again, we're not financial advisors. Neither is Jim Cramer. If you need financial advice, though, go to Toddler 401k. I highly recommend.